Hello, and welcome back to the Chris McPherson Show for another daily dose. Your home for quick, sharp takes on all things sport. And today we have a massive episode on the agenda as we preview the most watched final outside of World Cups in cricket, the 2025 Asia Cup final. And maybe a little unsurprisingly, it's the expected and awaited clash between India and Pakistan. Before we dive in, a quick reminder, hit subscribe down below on YouTube so you never miss an episode. And you can follow us across all our social media channels at The Chris Mack Show for regular updates, highlights, and plenty of banter. Now let's get into the Asian Cup. Well, the Super 4 stage has wrapped up, the drama is done, and it's all led us here to the grand finale. On Sunday night, under the lights in Dubai, two cricketing giants will collide for a huge piece of continental silverware. For the first time ever in the history of the Asia Cup, India and Pakistan will meet in a final, and the stakes could not be bigger. This isn't just a match. This is a huge event that will capture the attention of millions, potentially billions, across the world. And when it comes down to one game, one trophy, one chance at bragging rights across the subcontinent, understandably, the buzz is huge. Before we get into the final, let's take a moment to review the sides that did make way at the Super 4 stage of the tournament, falling short of the final. Starting with Sri Lanka, they came into this tournament quietly confident and for good reason. They topped their group with a perfect record. Wins over Bangladesh, Hong Kong and Afghanistan showed they still had the skill to handle business at the top level. Pathum Nissanka was in terrific touch, piling up runs and anchoring their batting order. But when the Super 4 rolled around, the wheels came off. They lost to Bangladesh, slipped up against Pakistan, and then in the biggest heartbreaker of all, they tied with India in a high-scoring thriller before losing badly in the Super Over. That said, the result wouldn't have helped them either way. They still would have exited at the end of the Super 4s. Nissanka's century in that game did deserve a better result, but Sri Lanka couldn't close. So in the end, it was a case of so close, yet so far. In typical Sri Lankan style, they showed plenty of brilliance, but then they fell short when the pressure really told. On the other side, Bangladesh, their campaign was a mixed bag. They did what was needed in the group stage. They took care of Hong Kong. They edged Afghanistan in a close one and only lost to Sri Lanka, which booked them through to the Super 4s, which in itself was a solid return for Bangladesh. In the Super 4s, they actually pulled off a nice scalp by chasing down Sri Lanka. Saif Hassan and Tawid Hroy looked composed under pressure in that win. But then when the crunch games arrived, they couldn't keep up. India bowled them out comfortably, and Pakistan held their nerve in a low-scoring scrap to end Bangladesh's hopes. The takeaways? Plenty of heart, a few good performances, but against the elite, they just didn't have quite the firepower and didn't deliver consistently. Which leaves us with the final. And let's be honest, for cricket fans, this is the dream scenario. India versus Pakistan in a final, and it's historic because it's never happened before in the Asia Cup. The 17th edition of the tournament it's taken for these two fierce rivals to come head-to-head in the showpiece event. But beyond the cricket, this fixture always carries that extra edge. There's political tension, there's history, and there's by no means any love lost. Every ball, every run, every wicket feels like it carries more than just sporting weight. The players know it. The fans know it, and the broadcasters know it. But let's not forget at the core, this is two of the best cricketing nations in the world, full of superstar players, going toe-to-toe for a continental crown. Expect noise, expect atmosphere, expect nerves, and expect drama. Rivalry games always tend to deliver, and finals just magnify it that little bit more. India's campaign, well, it's been textbook. They cruised through the group stage, including a win over Pakistan. And in the Super 4s, they've been untouchable. Again, beating Pakistan, beating Bangladesh, then edging Sri Lanka in that epic tied match that went down to Super Over, where India showed their class when it mattered. They're unbeaten in the tournament. Their batting's clicked thanks to Abhishek Sharma at the top. Shubman Gill's playing his role well, and the middle order are doing enough when needed. The real weapon, though, the bowling attack. Kuldeep Yadav has spun webs around every team he's come up against, taking a record haul of wickets. Add in the fact they've got Jasprit Bumrah's death over class, and you've got a unit that covers every phase of the game. India look balanced, they look confident, and plenty would say they look stacked. They've hardly put a foot wrong so far across the tournament. On the other hand of this, you've got Pakistan. Their story's been somewhat bumpier. They did get through the group stages comfortably enough, but the Super 4 stage really tested them. They lost to India again, which certainly would have dented their momentum, and their net run rate put them under serious pressure. But to their credit, when it was do or die, backs against the wall against Bangladesh, they found a way. Shaheen Shah Afridi and Haris Rauf ripped through with the ball, and that 11-run win kept their tournament alive. It's been less convincing than India, but Pakistan do what Pakistan often do, find a way to stay in the fight. Farhan has looked the part up top, and Afridi remains their trump card. They're inconsistent, sure, but they're also dangerous. A wild card, unpredictable. And finals are all about one big performance, something this side is always capable. What's come before doesn't really matter. The fact they've made it to the final gives them the chance to be the best on the day. And that day will come tonight in the Asia Cup final. As we alluded to, there's been 2 clashes between these sides already in the tournament. In the group stage, India made light work of Pakistan, chasing down 127 with ease. Kuldeep Yadav was the chief destroyer there for the Indians and won the game for his side. In the Super 4, it was a closer contest. Pakistan put 171 on the board, but Sharma and Shubman Gill blasted a century opening stand to kill the chase early. India still won by 6 wickets with an over to spare. So while Pakistan showed more fight second time around, India are 2-0 up in this tournament head-to-head. And that matters in terms of momentum heading into a final. But as I said, it all comes down to the 20 overs each side on Sunday night. So what's going to decide the final? Let's break it down. For India, Sharma's form is gold dust. 350s already in the tournament, and he's found 50 boundaries in his 6 innings so far, well clear of the pack. If he gets going again, they will be in control early. He just needs some players to ensure they go with him. Kuldeep Yadav is another big one. His variations have tied Pakistan and every other team in the tournament in knots. Already he is the runaway tournament leading wicket taker with a record 13 wickets in this edition of the Asia Cup at an average of 9.8 across his 6 games. And then there's the Bumrah effect. If India can hold him back for the key overs, he could strangle the chase and become a key piece. He hasn't been at his best across the whole tournament so far, but he has to be close to due, and we know what a big game player he can be and is. For Pakistan, it starts with Shaheen Afridi. He has to strike in the power play, ideally nicking off one of Gill or Abhishek, or both, to dent India early. Their leading wicket taker, Haris Rauf's role at the death is equally crucial. Like Afridi, he's claimed 9 wickets this tournament, but has done so from just 4 matches, and that death bowling could be just the key that Pakistan needs. With the bat, they need Farhan to anchor and someone like Salman Ali Agar or Fahim Ashraf to provide some finishing punch. They've got the ability, but can they deliver on the big stage? Tactically, India will back their balance, spin to control the middle, Bumrah at the death, and aggressive batting up top. It's been a recipe that's worked so far this tournament, and they'll back it to do so again in the final. Pakistan will be banking on early wickets and momentum swings. If they can keep India to a chaseable score, or bat first and scrap their way to 170 plus, they will know they're right in the game. And don't forget the conditions. Dubai at night can bring dew, which often helps the chasing side. That toss, it could be massive. Win it, you likely want to bowl first and chase down a total, batting with that dew on the ball, making it a little tougher for the fielding side. So here we are, the Asia Cup final. India arrive as favourites, unbeaten, in form and with all their bases covered. Pakistan are the underdogs. The way they would like it, unpredictable, inconsistent, but absolutely capable of springing a surprise on this biggest of stages. History, rivalry, bragging rights, and a continental trophy all on the line. No matter who you're backing, strap in because this is going to be must-watch cricket. For mine, it would be a wonderful fairy tale to see Pakistan take out the Asia Cup and claim their 3rd tournament and their first since 2012. But with Yadav and Abhishek firing, I just don't see India stumbling here. I have the undefeated side claiming back-to-back Asia Cups, their 9th title overall to extend their dominance of this tournament in its 17th and biggest ever event in the history. That's it for today's Daily Dose. If you enjoyed the preview, hit subscribe on YouTube, hit the bell down below. You can drop us a follow on socials as well at The Chris Mack Show, and let us know in the comments who takes it out, India or Pakistan, who will be the star, who will be the key. A big thank you for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you again soon for our next episode, whether it be a Daily Dose and Around the Grounds or one of our sit-downs with one of the stars of the sporting landscape.